am truly blessed this evening to see all these children actually being so brave and coming up here and serving the Lord. I am truly blessed. My heart is, wow, overwhelmed.
Hallelujah.
So, how many of you have your Bibles tonight? Raise up hands. Alright, let me see if you can do something fast. The first person to find 1 Samuel 16:7, find it and stand up.
Hallelujah.
1 Samuel 16:7.
But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh at the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart.
Thank you. So, according to that verse, the Lord looked at people's clothes, right?
No.
You sure?
No.
What did the Lord look at that? Right. So, I'm going to talk to you today about a man named David.
Amen.
We're going to 1 Samuel 16:11. And Samuel said unto Jesse, I hear all thy children. And he said, there remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, send and fetch him, for we will not sit down until he come hither. Now, David was in the field tending sheep, and he was in the background. Nobody not really going to be seeing him if he's tending sheep. And a word of advice, right? Even though you're behind closed doors, and you feel like nobody is seeing you, God is seeing you. Honestly, I could be a testimony to that because I was always behind closed doors. You never really heard much of me. I never really a person to speak, but behind closed doors, I've tried my best to remain faithful to God. So stay faithful even when you're behind closed doors. We're going to 1 Samuel 17, chapter 17, verse 13. The three other sons of Jesse went and followed Saul to the battle. And the names of his 3 sons that went to the battle were Eliab the firstborn, and next unto him Abinab, and the third Shammah. And David was the youngest, and the 3 elders followed Saul. But David went and returned from Saul to feed his father's sheep at Bethlehem. So at this point in time, Saul came and anointed David to be king. But you see in here that David actually, even though he was called to war, he went back to feed his sheep, which was his past responsibility. So he was still faithful even though he was called. And the Philistine drew near morning and evening and presented himself 40 days. And Jesse said unto David his son, take now for thy brethren an ephah of this parched corn and these 10 loaves, and return to the camp to thy brethren. And carry these 10 cheeses unto the captain of their 1,000, and look how thy brethren fare, and take their pledge. Now Saul and they and all the men of Israel were in the valley of Elah fighting the Philistines. And David rose up early in the morning. So, remember Pastor said to have prayer meeting in the morning at 5 o'clock. I encourage you all to be there. I am encouraging myself to be there as well. And left the sheep with a keeper, and took and went as Jesse had commanded him. And he came to the trench as the horse was going forth to the fight, and shouted for the battle. So, as you were seeing, David was a keeper of sheep, and he went for battle, and he left the sheep in the care of another keeper as well. So, what I'm trying to say is, David still held fast to his responsibility. He made sure his sheep were well taken care of.
Hallelujah.
We are going to Ephesians 6:1-3. This was read already. Oh, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. We see that David obeyed his parents. He obeyed his father as he went to war. He went and he delivered the package that he was supposed to deliver for war. So I'm encouraging you, children, please be obedient to your parents, as my friend just said. 1 Samuel 16:12. And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy and withal of a beautiful countenance, and goodly to look to. And the Lord said, Arise, anoint him, for this is he. This is when David was anointed by Samuel, and the Lord told David to anoint him. The Lord told Samuel to anoint David. Now, David, he worked with sheep. He was dirty. He was in the background, nobody saw him. And he still kept faithful, even though he was chosen for war, he kept faithful. He took care of his sheep, he sent out somebody to go and keep the sheep. He was obedient to his parents as well. When his father told him to go back and deliver the bread, he went and he delivered it as well. So what I'm trying to say is, we're going back to 1 Samuel 16:7. God looks at your heart. He doesn't look at your clothes, he doesn't look at how dirty you are. He doesn't look at what you did in the past or what you're planning to do. I'll give you a part of my testimony. I grew up in an abusive household. My dad used to abuse my mom. From that point in time, as I grew up and my dad left me, I grew up with low self-esteem. So I became depressed. I started to cut myself. I was by all kind of psychiatrists. I was on medication. But the Lord preserved my life until this day.
Hallelujah.
I can truly testify and say that even though it doesn't matter what you're going through, if you're depressed, if you want to commit suicide, whatever, if you have a drinking problem, remain in church. I encourage you to be faithful even though no matter what you're going through, be faithful to God. And he will rise you up just like how he raised up David. David was anointed to be king later on. So you don't know where God or how God could use you, but you have to remain faithful. God looks at your heart. So I want to encourage you today that it doesn't matter what you do. God loves you. God loves each and every one of us. And I'm really proud to see the children of my Sunday school, Victor Trace, coming here today. Up on the pulpits. If you know Victor Trace, you know what the struggle it is. So I'm really proud to see them come up here today, and I encourage those who are teaching Sunday school. Keep on being faithful to your children. I encourage those who feel in the call of the Lord for them to come and help teach Sunday school because we need help. If they can't come, donate something. We need as much help as we can to bring these children, because pastors desire his children. I desire to see a lot more children. Children are the church of today. So, parents, Sunday school teachers, those who would like to contribute, those who would like to teach, I really encourage you today to help with this Sunday school.